Hey everyone, today welcome back to Legendary Trails, and we are doing something a little bit different today and a little bit different setup because normally we do not feature our dirt bikes on the channel, and the Subaru is brand new to our lineup, but so is our today's video, which is from Aegissafe, and they have a portable air compressor that we wanted to try and do something a little bit different. This guy here is special, and that's because he's so versatile that he can work from our Chevy Colorado to our Subaru and to even on our dirt biking adventures. So why don't we unbox this guy so that you can see everything it has to offer and if it's right for your adventures. Let's get into it. So here is the wonderful little box that this guy comes in. And as you can see, it's a very sturdy box. So people who like boxes, this is pretty nice. It also gives you where you can get the digital app, which we will get into later, and I'll show you everything about that. Let's open him up. So when they say portable smart, that's what they're referring to, is that you can access it with your smartphone. So if we open him up, it comes in this nice little plastic sleeve here. So we have the two different power ports here. This guy is really more meant for charging. This guy you can actually charge other devices off of this, and it comes with this nice cover, so if you're out adventuring, you're not going to get a ton of dirt in there. We have the on and off buttons, and then we have manual mode, and we can select pressures from there. This is where your hose plugs in and has a flashlight on it, which is super helpful. So as you can see here, he's nice and compact. So my hand versus it's about the length of my hand. So I can grab it with just one hand here. So as far as for dirt biking adventures, this is something that could fit easily inside of a dirt bike backpack, which would be pretty awesome for when you do hit some of those snags. That's why this is great. And I'll also show you how it works with the Chevy Colorado here in a second, because there's a thing on the Chevys that this will actually work very, very nicely for.
So the first thing you notice about this product is that it's super compact. It's about 5 inches tall and can fit in your glove box or center console. It also features a digital display, backlight buttons, LED light, and a stainless steel chuck. It also has 48 liters per minute of airflow. That's enough to top our Subaru off pretty quickly, and even our truck. It runs on a 20,000 mAh battery, and it's said that it can fill 7 tires from 0 to 36 psi in one charge. And what's great is it can also be a power bank for your phone or even our camera. It features 4 preset inflation modes: car, motorcycle, bicycle, and ball, plus it has a custom mode. And the best feature is once you hit that preset psi, it automatically shuts off. And of course, if that wasn't enough, it has a flashlight, making it pretty much the perfect little piece of gear to take with you, whether you're hiking, camping, off-roading, or dirt biking. And of course, they even thought of having this nice little bag for you to store all its bobs and bips and everything that you need to keep with the device, so that you never have to worry about things rolling around and losing pieces. But that's enough of these specs. Why don't we see it in action? Let's get to the Subaru.
So before you use any portable air compressor or jumper, what you're going to want to do is charge the unit until it's completely charged. Now we have previously done this, so it is ready to go on our little demonstration. But the first thing we got to do is install the app. So let me walk you through those steps here.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is look up the Signal Supervisor app. Now we did notice a discrepancy, is that the app name must have changed between printing the user manual and what is on the box. So if you need help reminding yourself what that name is, if you look on the outside of the box you receive, that is the app you're looking for. We use Android devices, and so we went to Google Play, typed that in, and then we're able to find the app and download it. Once it's downloaded, it'll take you through a registration screen, and it's pretty much just some basic information. You fill out your personal information, and then it'll take you into the device setup. Once you've created an account, you'll begin searching for the device. Make sure that your device is on. Otherwise, it can't find it. It's just like another Bluetooth device, so it needs to be turned on. Once it's turned on, it finds it pretty quick, and you can name it, and it'll be here on your home screen for your devices. Besides your device, you'll also find some useful help guides should you need them, and they are searchable. So even if you lose your manual, you're still able to function and figure out your device without it. And once we start airing up different tires, it will actually store that information here for you to reference should you want to later. Now let's go on to filling up the Subaru with the device.
Now that the unit is charged up and we have the app installed on our phone, which we have paired to this device, we're going to give you guys a demonstration on how fast this product is. So there are a lot of claims online about how fast you can fill up a tire. So the first one we're going to do is the most uses for most people, which is filling up a tire on our Subaru. Now our Subaru, it is running perfect air pressures right now. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to air down one of our tires. So see how easy that was to screw in? I didn't even have to look. And we are going to air it down with one of our air down tools from the Chevy to keep things consistent and see how fast it does. And then we're going to show you on the dirt bikes as well, because they require completely different pressure. Now I have tested this on a friend's tractor, and it went from, it was down to 4, and we aired it up to its spec, which was 12. And it only took about 45 seconds. So I'm expecting similar fast results with the Subaru. So these are the air down tools that we usually use when we're off-roading with the Chevy. So I'm going to adjust them, and just for this one tire, to get it down to somewhere around, I think it might go for, what did we do, 25 PSI? Because most people are not gonna run their tires that low. Even if you're off-roading in your Subaru, you're not going to go that low. So I've got it set, it's probably hard to see, got it set 25. So I don't want to go too low on this guy, but that's probably where, if I was to air this guy down, I probably wouldn't go much more than that. If I'm going more than that, then I'm really in a pickle. So we're going to do this. We're going to open her up, and we're going to wait. So that is done airing down. And so for anybody who's not familiar with Subarus, this vehicle, because it is the Outback, it actually has different PSIs for the front and back. And so the back tires, if we were doing that, we're about 33. This guy's supposed to be 35. So we're gonna air him up to 35, and it's super easy to use this guy. So we're gonna hook him on up, super slick. Like, you could do this. I don't even have to look to get this guy tightened on. Now remember, any portable air compressor, no matter which brand they are prone to getting hot at these connection points. So keep that in mind so you don't burn your hands if you're using it in the summer. Now we're just gonna turn him on. As you can see, the light blinks. So you're gonna hold it until it blinks all 3 and it turns on. So it is about 24, which is 1 less than what we were going for. So our target PSI with the Subaru is 35. So I have this in, I'm able to manually adjust it. And what's great with this one, unlike some of the other air compressors we've used in the past, is you can manually adjust this however you want. So I'm going to hit the start button, and now we'll wait. And look at that. It is completely done. It says 35. It's exactly where the Subaru should be, is 35. And so now I don't have to worry about my tire pressure. This thing is super fast. I'm not spending an eon waiting for this. And it's warm here, like I said, but this part wasn't warm yet. So that works slick. And it was really, really quick. So why don't we move over to the dirt bike and see how it does with them. So this was just used on the Subaru, and it still says it has full battery power, which was pretty nice. Because a lot of times what happens is everything zaps down pretty good. And of course, what you're wondering is how it does on the massive 33-inch tire that we have on the Chevy, but that'll be the final test here. So we're gonna put this guy on the dirt bike and see where he's at. Switch between the modes is really hard to see here. Oops, wrong button. But you can put bicycle, you can have ball. So I'm going to try ball mode. And I'm only going to go up a couple PSI here because they already kind of have it set up for their squishy ride. So I'm only going to bring Everett up to another PSI just because I don't want to screw up what they want. And look, that was like a whole 2 seconds. So if we actually go, it is so fast, and that feels pretty firm. So with this one, I'm not gonna go up any higher. So what's great is you can customize it, and it'll show it in the app. Now what everybody's actually wondering is, how does it do on the massive 33s that the Chevy has? Now these are more standard if you're off-roading. So this is really where we're hoping that this device does super awesome. And so I've already aired it down with the same air pressure deflator I used on the Subaru for consistency's sake. So now it's plugged in. So we're gonna turn her on. So hold it. And it's reading it about 26, and we are going to change modes. We're gonna go to car mode, and we do want the Chevy to be about 35 is where we usually write it. The door sticker says 36, but we run about 35. Reached 35 PSI. Ooh, that's super hot. Not this part, but the hose. So keep in mind that whole hose is hot. But we're now down to 3/4 of battery left. But we also, remember, keep in mind, we've done the Subaru tire, a dirt bike tire, now this tire, and we still have 3/4 of our battery left. So we're gonna undo this guy very carefully because it's so hot. So now that I've got the unit all packed up, the last thing I want to talk about is how portable this item is. As you can see here, it's pretty small. This has all the things you need to run this little air compressor unit, and of course flashlight, all the things. So the great thing about this unit is that it can fit into tight places. Now, the best way to describe this is showing our Chevy Colorado here. If you're unfamiliar with mid-size trucks just don't really have very much storage. So I'm gonna show you that this guy can fit inside our Chevy Colorado without even blinking an eye. So as you can see here in the Chevy, things can get a little tight. And so you want to maximize your storage as much as possible. Now, this is all the stuff that goes into our tailgate storage, so there's no room for it in there. The goal for us would be to fit it underneath the seat. Things in the Chevy are quite tight. We got to keep our snow brush. We do live in the Colorado mountains here. We have the actual pieces for jacking up the truck with the jack that comes with it. We have a small tool kit that we keep under here because you never know. So things get a little bit tight under here because we also have an emergency kit, a first aid kit. But what usually happens is we put one in here and it is shorter back here than it is up top, so the seat won't fold down. What's great is how compact this is. Watch this. I'm gonna put him right there, and I'll put my Chevy seat back down. It fits. 100% fits underneath my Chevy seats.
So let's get the final times for all three of these tires. Because for an air compressor of this size, remember it's only 5 inches tall, it's impressive. So the Subaru has a 225/65 R17 tire, and it took at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The dirt bike, as you saw, it's really small, but it only took it about 2.3 seconds to go an extra 1.5 PSI. And the big boy of the Chevy Colorado, it is a 285/70 R17, aka a 33, and it took 3 minutes and 56 seconds.
So now that we've put this device through its paces, I'm going to give you my final thoughts with how it did with the entire fleet here. Now, I can see using this device across every vehicle that we own, including a lawnmower or a tractor for a friend. I can honestly see using it every day if I needed to. This device has been amazing. We haven't had any overheating issues, no codes, which we've experienced on some of the other units we have tested in the past. Now, the size of this unit is amazing. It will fit in Dane's dirt bike backpack when they go adventuring, and it's not too heavy. Like, I can throw it up in the air. And it is not taxing for me to carry around one-handed. It fits in the palm of my hand, making this device super universal. I could use it on my Subaru any day of the week. I use it on my dirt bikes, and as you saw, it can fill up the 33 on the Chevy Colorado and still probably have enough battery to do all 4 tires. That is unheard of in a unit this size. Now, would I trust it being my only air compressor off-road? That's unclear at this point. because we haven't tested it there yet. Maybe next time we'll take the Chevy out and see how many tires this guy can inflate from going 20 to 35 PSI. That'll be coming up hopefully here soon. But if you are looking for a small air compressor that can fit in the palm of your hand, work for multiple adventures, I think that this device is the one for you. And for us, this guy, I'm gonna go put it back in the Chevy right now because it fits under the seat, and that is a win for me. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment down below and tell us, would you purchase this? Or is there another one that's on the market about the same size that you think might be a better deal? But for now, we'll see you guys later.